for the NFL playoffs on EA Sports, and we are in a city that sure had its share of memorable playoff games in the past. Pittsburgh, PA, and Heinz Field. Straight ahead, it's Wildcard weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wildcard game. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down right at the midfield stripe.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
Tannehill's throw into the hands of Fan. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Running out of the gun here, Breida. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Out of the shotgun, Breida, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And look, we said it, on the road, this is just a terrible, terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
Here's 2nd and a yard. A give to Jones. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters?
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jason Myers now for the extra point. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. touchdown. Here's Myers to boot it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two.
Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 75 yards. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. From the 10. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Bond going to throw it. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And the Bengals are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. On the handoff, this is Breida. Pushes past him, and he's got this down to the 35.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Breida. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Tannehill. And this will be incomplete.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He's got his man. That's Hardman.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 1st down, here's Breida. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. These two teams all tied after 1. And the first play will be a field goal try. And he missed it. It's no good. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
2nd and 6. Mond looks to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
After the interception, here's Tannehill. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
A big play that time through the air. 39 yards.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, well, they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Matt Breida, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Off the option, it's Jones. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Good running right there, and this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert, but right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now Mon. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Bengals drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Flushed out, and he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Curtis Weaver just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. A hole to dig out of here. 2nd and 17.
much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
All right, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. Tannehill. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even given up a defensive touchdown.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island. Here we go. I got it.
Here's Mon. Going up top for Miller. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more coming.
6 yards left on 2nd down. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. They go counter with Breida. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the 1st down. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Well, like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch.
And I caught a quick glimpse of him before the ball was snapped, and there was something about his body language where you could tell early in this play he wasn't just thinking first down. He was thinking end zone, and he got there.
Myers connects on the PAT, and we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken from about the 12. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose.
Escaping the pressure right. And Tannehill's got the first as he slides to a halt. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. Going deep for Hopkins.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked by Kevin Byard.
And the Steelers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, Charles, they're so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Off the play fake, Mon.
And a throw right sideline is complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 21-14.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they'll take over with just 16 ticks remaining before intermission.
Fournette, a first down, still going. And how about that for just running out the clock? Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Tannehill now to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this one is incomplete.
Well, their first two drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This will be from 56 yards out. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we're at halftime of this AFC Wildcard matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll try the right side with Jones. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
2nd down at 5. They'll go again to Jones. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Off the option, it's Jones. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up. Mond out of the shotgun. And he will find his man on the outside. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 2nd and 5. Tannehill. Catch is made by Hardman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 33 yards. And you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
Now a give to Breida. He'll get it to the 40. Broke a tackle there to get some extra yardage. 76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Working with a 2nd and 3. Now Tannehill. He'll dump this down to Matt Breida. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run with Breida. Space to run past the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful. And that strength was on display there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Fournette on the toss to the right. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Well, the terrible towels here at Heinz Field out in full force. Here's 3rd and long. After the run, Tannehill going to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Curtis Weaver picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for fourth down. Here's Mon. They're going for it. Throwing right, and that's complete. They find some open field here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round one here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Watch safety screen. Watch safety screen. Safety screen.
Jones. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
I thought they did a really nice job stringing it out and not allowing him to turn upfield, knocked him out for no gain. I think if you're going to go outside in this situation, keep in the hands of your quarterback. Give him some options. Run it, pass it, pitch it. Just something to have a chance to get into the end zone.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, second and goal. Bond's going to keep this himself. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And it's caught. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Will Dissly from 4 yards out. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken from about the 12. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth as they go to work on a creep. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Jerry Tillery just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Tannehill. And going deep downfield for Boykin. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Bengals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Now it's Tannehill. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
And that's a much-needed 1st down right there. Look, they're down by 8. So logic says they don't have to get a touchdown out of this drive. But the way things are going, I don't know if I'd put it in the hands of my defense here. You might not get the ball back at all. So if a 4th down situation comes up, I'm thinking hard about going for it right here and right now.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he'll go underneath here to Breida.
A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a 1-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. To the air again, Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete.
He'll definitely say that that's one he should have held on to. But when you're playing in elements like this, sometimes those bullet passes, those ones with a little bit of pace on them, they can be difficult to hold on to.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Tannehill. Completes it to Hardman. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now a give coming right is Breida. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They run again with Breida. And he'll get this pretty close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Steelers' 44.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Tannehill steps away to his left. And that's going to be incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Eluding the pressure right. And did he get the feet down? No. They'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Ray certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Boswell's kick is good, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the air.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this a very important drive leading in the 4th quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here 1st down. And he'll be out right at the 35. 43 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Bond going to throw it. Throw right side. This is into the hands of the tight end, Tunyon. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Jones running on 1st down, but finding it pretty tough going as he'll get forward for only about 3 there before he's taken down. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And the Bengals are right back in this football game. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
And this will probably be the final play before the 2-minute warning. On first down, it's Tannehill.
And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be second down.
I guess they're in a situation now, fourth quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted, and if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Second and 10.
To throw is Tannehill.
Able to find Boykin.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
Here's Tannehill. Throw right side going to be caught by Hardman.
And right around the 20, he'll head out of bounds.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Throwing Tannehill.
Check down to Breida. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They'll come up second and 6 now from the 24.
Tannehill.
He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A big play there for Cincinnati. Charles, just a gigantic play right there.
Absolute breakdown defensively, but take no credit away. A huge gain, and that turns things around.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Now Tannehill.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. That catch good for only a couple. On second down, a run with Breida. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal.
Tannehill to throw.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now. Now it's Tannehill. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.